Okay. Um, all praise going on is most certainly due to the Most High, the God of the patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and peace to you in the name of His Son. I count it truly a blessing each and every single time that I can come before the preach the word of God and never do it. Count it as a light thing to do so. All right, brothers and sisters. Today I want to deal with a question that somebody had, and it was somebody that wanted to be a barber, okay, and had read the scriptures, and well, the problem was, um, basically the problem was, you know, they read Leviticus and was confused about, well, can I shave? What haircuts can I do and can I not do? And so I did want to go over this. Um, Give me a moment, make sure I'm straight because I'm using the StreamYard. Give me one moment, please. Okay. Um, all right. So I just want to make sure it's all good. Okay. So now I just want to break this down because when we read in Leviticus, right? We read in the few passages in Leviticus that we are not to be like the heathen and these other nations and engage in the things that they engage in. And you read in 21:5, it says, "Thou shalt not make baldness upon their head, neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard, make any cuttings in their flesh." Okay, so now this was the question, what haircuts can or can I do? And this isn't really an issue about that. When you're reading in Torah, that was what these other nations were doing, and they were doing even that in relation to false worship. So I just want to break that down and just point that out in a short presentation. So this is from Egyptian Belief in Modern Thought by James Bonwick. It was written in 1878. This is on page 358. It says, personally, they were talking about Egyptian priests. They were the essence of ceremonial cleanliness, excepting one lock of hair at the right side with some. They were a clean-shaven race. Even part of their body exposed to the growth of hair was kept clear razor. Okay. So now you see that. Now he will see in the 9 books of the history of Herodotus. This is from the text by T. Gasper with the notes and the summary by P.E. Laurent in 1837, page 200. It says, they, referring to the Arabians, acknowledge no other gods than Bacchus and Urania, and affirm that they cut their hair the same as Bacchus does. That is to say, they shear off the hair all around like a wheel and cut away all the corners around the temples. See, and that's, oftentimes you hear that, maybe if you've heard the term tonsure, that's what they were doing. And that's what these people were doing. And see, here's an example in the Buddhist tradition of a tonsure. See, it wasn't like they were just cutting their hair. They were cutting their hair in honor of a deity. Here's the Egyptian tonsure. Okay, let's keep going. This is from John Garnier's The Worship of the Dead, or the Origin of and Nature of Pagan Idolatry and its Bearing upon the Early History of Egypt and Babylonia. Published in 1904. This is page 111. Quote, the ceremony of tonsure, says Maurice, was an old practice of the priest of Mithra, the sun god of Persia, who in their tonsures represented the solar disk. So you will see these circles, okay, cut in the head. The priests of Isis likewise shaved their heads. So did those of Osiris. So did those of pagan Rome. The Arabian, says Herodotus, acknowledge no other gods but Bacchus and Urania. We read that. The queen of heaven. And they say their hair is cut in the same way as Bacchus's is cut. Now they cut it in a circular form, shaving it around the temples. Sakyamuni is said to have shaved his head and directed his disciples to do so in obedience to a command of Vishnu. You see the same thing in Catholicism. This is from the Catholic Encyclopedia, published in 1987, page 580. Quote, this was formerly the introductory ceremony by which a layman became a cleric. It was not a part of the sacrament of holy orders, but was preliminary to its reception. In the ceremony, the bishop or his delegate cut or snipped small portions from the hair of the candidate, front, back, two sides, and crown, inviting the candidate to accept the Lord as, quote, his portion, unquote. The candidate was then invested with the surplice. It is the practice in some religious orders to shave the top of the head in a circle, leaving but a corona of hair around the crown as a permanent tonsure, unquote. Now, what is corona? I know there's a lot of talk about corona now, but a corona is Latin for crown. It is the aura or plasma that surrounds the sun. See, worship of the sun is what Catholicism is around. And this is Aquinas, and you see his hair. That is an example of a tonsure. Okay? So that's what they're talking about, or it was what's being talked about there. Okay, and here you see spots on the hair. See, this is Burleson. This is what they were doing. Again, this is what's being cut in their hair. Okay, so that really is not talking about you know, you sitting in a barber's chair and getting a fade. That's not what that's talking about. Okay, and when you read it in context, you understand that. Furthermore, let me say this, because I think the individual's question also dealt with tattoos as well, because that was in there. And really, it says markings or cuttings for the dead. Am I saying you should go get tattoos? Absolutely not. The question you should ask yourself is really, is that my culture? Is that our culture? One thing I find amazing is that the beauty in the anatomy. All you could do with a tattoo, quite frankly, is desecrate really what God made. Really, that's all you could do. Because any art you could put, you will put on a body, it's like tagging the Mona Lisa. You know what I mean? It's like you take some Van Gogh wrote and you spray paint your name across it. It's like your body is a work of art. Its function, how it looks, proportions, the mathematics involved in it. That's a work of art. And then you want to really desecrate it, really. So no, you don't want to do that. So I just wanted to point that out, and hopefully that answers the question that I believe it was a sister was talking about being a barber. I believe, just looking at the name. So if it's not, I apologize, but I thought there was a sister that had the question. That being said, I want to remind everybody that we at the Household of Faith, we meet every Sabbath at 5925 West 25th Avenue in Gary, Indiana at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. We live stream right here on the Israel Teach YouTube channel, as well as at www.israelteach.org. If you've been edified through the ministry and would like to leave a donation, you can do so on our website, www.israelteach.org. 100% of the proceeds go to the work of the ministry. We also have Bible study every Wednesday, that's tomorrow, at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Zoom. And the personal meeting ID number for that is 845-7108-8849. Again, that number is 845-7108-8849. That's Wednesday night Bible study at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We also have Friday night question and answer at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And that person on Zoom as well. And that personal meeting ID number is 602-961-1318. Again, that number is 602-961-1318. And what else? There are books that I've written that are available on Amazon. Again, Into Egypt Begin with Ships, The Pagan Origins of Christian Holidays, Hell Like Wool, Feel Like Burned Brass, Killing Black Innocents, For Then Shall Be Great Tribulation, In Defense of Biblical Polygyny, and The Feast Days, The Shadow of Things to Come. All those books are available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and other places where books are sold. And peace to everybody that's listening. I'm MC Israel, Brother Isaiah, Brother Micaiah, Brother Joshua, good brother, and peace to you. K Bell in Israel, peace to you as well. KS, peace, brother Jacob. All praise to the Most High, brother Isaiah. And with that, hopefully, it's always my prayer that you were edified. So hopefully you got something out of that, and hopefully that'll answer the question about can you be a barber.